Today I'll be showing you how to design and build your bridge for the bridge building module. I've got a completed bridge here along with my bridge buster. And I want to first show you how the bridge fits into the bridge buster so you've got that in the back of your mind as you do the construction and the design process. First of all, when you put the bridge in, I'm going to take a piece of wood, put it across the center of your bridge. So this piece of wood goes from one main beam here across to the other. This can be placed into the bridge buster. And you have to have an open area here in the very center of your bridge at the top so that this bar can go through your bridge. I'll bring it in this way here. And then I'll put this piece of wood that I just showed you back across the main beam, across the middle of the bridge. And then when everything's all set, then I'll go ahead and adjust the hydraulic jack, raise up the table, and put pressure on your bridge. So your bridge must be designed so it'll fit into this test apparatus here. So we'll go ahead and move this out of the way, and then we'll get started on the design process. Okay, with the bridge buster out of the way, we can go ahead with the design process of our bridge first. I'll be giving you a kit with all the materials in it, boxed. Go ahead and before you start anything, fill out the information on the tag at the end of the box. This will be used to keep track of whose boxes are whose when we put them in storage. Inside your box, you'll have a design sheet that we'll use for setting up the layout of your bridge. You'll have two main beams, which will be used in the sides of the bridge. And then you'll have 50 popsicle sticks. Make sure that you count your popsicle sticks to see that you've actually got 50. When I put these in the box, I don't count them real carefully. I grab approximately 50 and put them in each box. Also check to see if the box have any knots in them. Sometimes you'll find a particular stick that's no good. This particular stick you can't really see real well in the video probably, but it has a knot in here and it's going to make that stick very weak. So if it has a knot in it, you want to get rid of it. If it looks like it's weak, throw it away and get another one from it. Once you've got your 50 popsicle sticks figured out, you've got the right ones, you've got good ones, then we can go ahead and get started with the design process. Put this to the side. Now when you start thinking of a design, in your module notebook, in your bridge building notebook, I've got a number of sample types of bridges in here. And these are all different truss bridges that you can take a look at to get an idea of how you might want to build your particular bridge. Now these aren't drawn as particular plans for popsicle stick bridges, but they can all be adapted for that. So you're welcome to design one from this or design one completely on your own. On your design sheet, there's a couple of lines you need to take a look at. The top line here says maximum bridge height. Your bridge should not extend any higher than that point. If it does, it won't fit into the bridge buster. Also, this line here that says minimum bridge height, your bridge height should be at least that high. If it's lower than that for the entire bridge, we want to bring it up to at least this height. This darker rectangle down here at the bottom represents the main beam. These pieces here. You do not need the main beam on the paper when you do the design setup. It'll just get in the way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to just lay out popsicle sticks on the paper, coming up with a design that you think is going to work good for your particular bridge. Now you don't cut the sticks or do anything with the sticks at first. You're just laying them out, kind of positioning them to see how your bridge might look. If you do decide you want a particular stick cut shorter, you can do that later when you do the actual construction process. But we're just going to lay everything out on the paper. Once you get a design laid out and figured out, then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll trace it onto this paper. Now there's some things you need to keep track of as far as numbers. You've got 50 popsicle sticks total. You're going to go the left side or the right side, and you may choose to put some sticks on the bottom, and you should put some sticks across the top. So make sure you don't design your side with 30 sticks, remaining with 20 only for the other side. That wouldn't be an even number. You want to make sure you've got enough for the left side, the right side, and top and bottom. So on the bottom of your paper here, I've got some place for you to put down the numbers, how many sticks you're using for the left side and right side, how many you're planning for the top and bottom. So you make sure you are working with the 50 sticks that you've got total. Once you've got a design on here, then take a pencil and go ahead and hold the sticks down and trace around the pencils. Once they're traced on there, then you can go ahead with the construction process. Now I've got a design that I've already drawn out, and it happens to be the design for this particular bridge here. So this is the design that I've come up with. And this isn't necessarily the best bridge. This is just an example that I'm using showing the different construction. And you'll see on here what I've done is I've actually traced out each particular stick. So this will give me a blueprint that I can build right on top of to get both the left side and the right side the same. That's real important that the two sides are exactly the same or as close to the same as you can get. So once you've got your design done, then you can go ahead with the actual building process. To do that, first thing I need to do is take one main beam, place it onto the paper on the rectangle where it shows the outline for the main beam. Then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing on my sticks. We're going to use Elmer's glue to glue on the sticks. Elmer's glue is great. It holds real well. It comes out of your clothes if you get in your clothes. It comes off your fingers. It works very good. Now when you do this, if I were to first just go ahead and start gluing these sticks on, it wouldn't work real well because this stick is at an angle here. It's above the paper. If I let go of it, it drops down, and I'm not going to get a good bond here at the back. So what I want you to do is at your module, you'll find a larger piece of wood. This is not part of the bridge. This is simply going to be used to hold the pieces up while the glue is drying. You'll place this on your paper a little bit farther to the front, and then you can go ahead and you can take these sticks and you can place them on here so that when you glue them on, everything will hold nice and firm. So all I have to do here is just take my glue, put it on the stick, just a little bit, and then you're gluing it to the main beam, not to this support stick up front. Okay? So all I've done here is I've simply glued it on right here onto the main beam. And then I'll go ahead and I'll continue the process. I'll take the next stick. Wherever sticks overlap, I want to glue them together. Now when you're gluing your sticks together, if I glue sticks together like this with just edge to edge, it's not going to give me a very strong bond at all. You want to make sure when you glue your sticks together, you're overlapping them. This is going to give you a much stronger bond, it makes for a much stronger bridge. So I would just continue with this process, putting glue onto the sticks, gluing them onto the main beam, and gluing them on where they overlap. Now what I've done is I've prepared a couple of finished sides so you can see what they're going to look like when they're all done. And this side is made directly from this particular pattern that I've got. I'll move these two out of the way that I just started to glue. And you can see there's the design sheet that I first came up with. And here's the completed side. And you can see how this matches up very nicely with the pattern. So that one matches. And then I made a second side exactly the same way. I took my other main beam, placed it on here. I took the support stick, just like I did the first time, placed it on the design, and then glued my sticks on. So what I wind up with is two sides that are as close to the same as possible. At this point, you're ready to go ahead and attach the cardboard. And the cardboard's not in your box. When you get to this point, I'll give you the cardboard. The cardboard that we're going to use is cut for the specific size of our bridges, the correct length and the correct width. Now to glue this on, we're going to glue this to the inside of the main beam, right across here. And this is a pretty simple process to do. What we're going to do is we're going to take our Elmer's glue and we're going to put this all the way across the main beam. Nice even bead. If you want to, you can smooth it out with your finger. That works just fine. That way you know you've got it nice and even on there. And the excess on my finger I'll just kind of scrape off here onto the main beam. And then I'm going to take my cardboard and I'm going to place it on the main beam. And I'm going to clamp this in place so it'll dry. You want to make sure you clamp it so this is as close to 90 degrees as possible. And I'll use these binder clips. There should be binder clips at your table. Sometimes this takes an extra set of hands. Your partner, your module may have to help you with this. What we want to do is we want to open the binder clip and then clip it on just to the edge of the wood, like I've done here. You don't want the binder clip to go too far in. If it goes too far in, like this all the way in, it's going to cause your cardboard to be glued on at an angle. So we just want to clamp it right there on the very edge of the cardboard. So you can see I've got a nice square edge to this. Once you've got that in place, then you can go ahead and take the other side, apply glue, same way, across the main beam. Use your finger to smooth it out, nice and even. Wipe off the excess on the main beam, not on the table. And then I can go ahead and attach this one to the other side. Usually 2 or 3 binder clips will be enough. Your design might be a little bit different in terms of the number of binder clips that are necessary. You can also, if you need to, put some binder clips here at the end of the bridge to hold it on. And that'll work just fine. On mine I don't really need that. These 4 binder clips will work just fine. Now the next thing I need to go ahead and do is start putting sticks across the top, and if I choose to, sticks across the bottom. And you'll see on my sample one here, I do have sticks across the bottom and the top. And you can also see that I have some of my sticks doubled rather than single like I have on the one I'm currently building. I'll show you how that works as we go along. Now at this point, to put the top sticks on, you have to make sure the distance across here is okay for your stick. Your sides might be out at a little bit of an angle, and then the stick might not be able to fit easily across the top. If that's the case, what you can do is simply take a piece of masking tape and use the masking tape to pull the 2 sides in so that the popsicle stick will fit. If you do this at the very center of your bridge, it's going to help you with 2 things. One, it's going to hold these 2 sides in correctly, and it's going to help you to remember not to put any top sticks right here at the very center, because this is where the arm of the bridge buster has to be able to come through. This must be open, this very center part here. Right now, as far as a stick count, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sticks on one side, so I've got 18 total. So I've got a lot of sticks yet I can use for the top and bottom and for doubling up some of these sticks. To put the top sticks on, I'm simply going to take my sticks, see where I want to put them, kind of make a decision beforehand. If you want to, you can kind of lay them out and see. Maybe you want them on an angle like this. Maybe you want it in a square pattern. In any case, whatever you choose to do, you can go ahead and put the glue onto the side sticks. And then you can go ahead and place, it's going to drip a little bit, the stick across there. When you start to get a lot of sticks like this on that are wet, the bridge gets a little bit fragile. It'll be good and strong when it sets up, but you've got to be careful when you're working on it in this particular case. Now I've got those 2 sticks on, and maybe I want to put a stick across the side, across an angle this way. Something like this. That would give me a nice triangular pattern. And you'll find out about different shapes and different angles when you take a look at the information in the module book that I prepared for you. That's starting to look like a good support for the top. Then I can go ahead and do the same down here in this particular open area. So I'll go ahead and take and apply some more glue on the top here. And again, catch some glue that's kind of dripping there. That's another reason why I like to use the Elmer's glue. You get it on your fingers, it's not a big deal. Super glue makes a little bit more of a mess. And then I'll go ahead and put another diagonal across here. Yeah, that'll fit just real nice. In this case, I'll put it on the end of the stick. And now I'm starting to get a pretty good design for the top. And I can continue, I can put an X across here. I can put some straight ones parallel to the side. I can do whatever I want to the top as long as the stick will fit right here through the top. I can then go ahead if I want and I can start attaching some sticks to the bottom of the bridge if you choose to. Depends on your particular design. On this one over here that I've got that's mostly done, you can see what I've done. I've gone ahead and attached some sticks on the bottom. I've also, along with my top sticks, I've put some double sticks here. I simply decided to glue some more sticks onto the inside of this particular side. Now I want to go ahead and do, when I do a count, I want to do a count at this point and see how many sticks I have. On this particular bridge, when I count it all up, I realize that I only have 45 sticks on here. So I can go ahead and add 5 more sticks. And I would advise you to do that. Use all 50 sticks. It's going to give you a stronger bridge. So on this particular design, since I've got 5 more sticks to use, I'm going to pull out 5 here so I don't use too many. There's 4, there's 5. Maybe what I want to do is, since this is dry, I could maybe go underneath like this and kind of, yeah, that would give me a nice X pattern there, which would make that a little bit stronger. Now, I just noticed that this corner popped up a little bit here. And that's possible. That's going to happen sometimes. If that happens, if you get a corner that pops up and you're gluing, just take a little bit more of the Elmer's glue, put it on that particular spot, and then you can take a piece of masking tape, it should be masking tape near your module, and go ahead and pull that stick down and hold it in place so it can dry. Now this little X stick that I want to put in the inside, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can see what I've done. I just put glue in the 4 spots where these sticks are going to go in. Then I'll slide this up underneath. Kind of work it in this way. And everybody's bridge is going to be different. So this example isn't necessarily the way yours is going to be designed. Alright, that's looking pretty good. This works really good when you have let it dry overnight, and then you can come back and put some more sticks on the next day, on your final day to finish this up. And that's looking good, and that'll definitely give it some more strength. So that looks like a pretty good top pattern. I still have 3 sticks left. Maybe what I'll do is go ahead and attach some of these onto the bottom. Maybe I'll do one here, maybe one here, and maybe one across the middle, and that might work. Or I could go ahead and I could double them up again here on the side this way. That would be a good possibility. Or maybe I want to put one down the very middle this way. Whatever you choose to do, we're trying to come up with the strongest bridge possible, and there are an infinite number of ways you can design this. So go ahead and figure out exactly where to put all of your sticks. When you're all done and it's dried overnight, then what you want to come back and do is what I call a tap test. I like to tap the bridge and listen for a nice solid sound. If it sounds rattly, then you've probably got some sticks that are loose. It's a matter then of kind of looking over your bridge and checking it out and kind of picking at the sticks a little bit. And if there are any spots where the glue is loose, just take your Elmer's glue and kind of work it into that glue joint. And again, we can use our finger because it's nice Elmer's glue, which washes off very well. So I can go ahead and put what's called a fillet in there. Now let's say I wanted to cut some sticks. Let's say since I've got these 3 little sticks left, maybe I want to put just a short stick across here. If I want to cut this stick, I can use these diagonal cutters, these wire cutters, to cut my sticks. It's simply a matter of squeezing, and it'll cut that way. If you're cutting that way, make sure you're clear, make sure you're not holding it up so it doesn't hit somebody in the face. Another way you can do it is just simply put it into the cutters, squeeze a little bit, and then while you're squeezing, bend it, and that will cut it nice and easily without the sticks flying. This is a little bit better than having them fly off the cutter. Then I can go ahead and take this half stick, and maybe I'll put this half stick here, kind of like the letter A. And place this on here. Now since this glue is wet, if I turn this over, that's likely to slide. It's not going to stay in position. So that would be another good example of taking a piece of masking tape and just using the masking tape to secure this in place while that glue dries. And Elmer's glue takes about 4 to 6 hours to dry thoroughly. So for us working in a module, it means you put it away and it'll be dry the next day. So there I've got that side of the A on there, and maybe I'll go ahead and put another one with one of these other cut sticks across the opposite side. And if I've used all my sticks at this point, and I'm satisfied, then I can go ahead and call this bridge finished. When you're all done, make sure you write your name and your student number here on the cardboard, and then also the tag on your box. When you are completely done, take the tag off your box and attach that to the cardboard also on the inside this way. That tells me that your bridge is done. I will then go through our storage cabinet and I'll pull out the finished bridges and I'll put them away so that we can store them until we test your bridge at the end of the semester. If you have any questions as you're building your bridge, please ask. Have fun with your construction.